The Great Gatsby Analysis. In this video, we'll break down the key characters, explore the novel's major themes, and look at some of the most important symbols to help you understand what's really going on beneath the surface. If you haven't already watched our chapter summary of The Great Gatsby, check out the link to that video in the description. You can get a chapter-by-chapter summary of the whole novel in less than 10 minutes. Now, let's get started by looking at the main characters in the story. J. Gatsby. Gatsby is wealthy, mysterious, and completely obsessed with the past. He reinvented himself from a poor farm boy named James Gatz into the rich and glamorous J. Gatsby, all in an effort to win back Daisy Buchanan. He once says to Nick, "Can't repeat the past? Why, of course you can." This line captures his desperation to recreate a perfect version of life with Daisy, even though that past no longer exists. Gatsby represents the American dream, but also how it can become warped by fantasy. Nick Carraway. Nick is the narrator. He moves to New York, rents a small house next to Gatsby's mansion, and becomes the observer of everyone's lives. He tries to stay honest and reflective, but he's not without flaws. At one point, he reflects, "I am one of the few honest people that I have ever known." By the end, Nick becomes disillusioned with East Coast society and returns home, realizing that honesty and morality aren't valued in the world he entered. Daisy Buchanan. Daisy is Gatsby's great love. Beautiful and charming, but also shallow and indecisive. She's torn between her feelings for Gatsby and her life of comfort with Tom. When faced with conflict, she avoids it. Nick observes, "Her voice is full of money." This quote shows how closely she's tied to wealth and privilege, and how her choices reflect a desire for security over genuine love. Tom Buchanan. Tom is rich, arrogant, and aggressive. He's racist, sexist, and controlling, yet feels entirely secure in his position. Nick describes him bluntly. What he had done was to make a short, deft movement and break her nose with his open hand. Tom's sense of entitlement and lack of consequences reflect the cruelty and carelessness of the wealthy elite. Jordan Baker. Jordan is Daisy's friend, a professional golfer, and someone who seems to glide through life with ease. She's dishonest, emotionally distant, and represents the moral emptiness of upper-class society. Nick says, "Dishonesty in a woman is a thing you never blame deeply. I was casually sorry, and then I forgot." Jordan's character shows how social charm often masks deeper flaws. Myrtle and George Wilson. Myrtle is desperate to escape her lower-class life and believes Tom is her way out. George, her husband, is hardworking but hopelessly stuck in poverty. After Myrtle's death, George says, "God sees everything." This quote reflects his desperation for meaning in a world that seems morally empty. The Wilsons are victims of a system that rewards the rich and punishes the poor. The American Dream. The novel questions whether the American dream is still alive, or whether it's been corrupted by greed and materialism. Nick reflects on Gatsby's dream. Gatsby believed in the green light, the orgastic future that year by year recedes before us. Gatsby believed in a future of promise and hope that was yet to be denied. His pursuit of success and love ultimately ends in tragedy, showing that the dream is more illusion than reality. Class and social division. Fitzgerald shows a clear division between old money, new money, and no money. Gatsby earns wealth, but is never fully accepted. The Wilsons are trapped in poverty. the elite stay untouched. Nick sums up Tom and Daisy's behavior with this line, "They were careless people, Tom and Daisy. They smashed up things and creatures and then retreated back into their money." Love and obsession. Gatsby's love for Daisy isn't truly love. It's an obsession with an ideal. He builds his life around someone who can never live up to the fantasy. Carelessness and morality. Many characters avoid responsibility, and morality is blurred. Wealth allows people to escape consequences. Jordan says casually, "It takes two to make an accident." This shows her detached attitude. She assumes others will take the fall for her mistakes. The green light. The green light at the end of Daisy's dock symbolizes Gatsby's hopes and dreams. It's always out of reach. Nick narrates, "He stretched out his arms toward the dark water. A single green light." It becomes a symbol of the dream Gatsby will never attain. The eyes of Dr. T.J. Eckleburg. A faded billboard above the Valley of Ashes. To George, they're the eyes of God. Nick writes, "But his eyes, dimmed a little by many paintless days, brood on over the solemn dumping ground." The eyes symbolize a world with no clear moral center. The Valley of Ashes represents poverty, decay, and forgotten people. It's the opposite of the glittering world of the eggs. Gatsby's mansion and parties. Gatsby's mansion and parties symbolize illusion. Gatsby's attempt to impress Daisy and recreate the past. The parties are glamorous, but Gatsby is lonely. That's our breakdown of characters, themes, and symbols in The Great Gatsby. If this helped, be sure to watch our full chapter-by-chapter novel summary and check out our other literature videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Good luck with your studies.